Good evening from my part of the world. I hope someone can hear me loud and clear. Let's have another difficult and yet necessary conversation. Let's have another difficult and yet necessary conversation. Good evening from my part of the world. I don't know where you'll be watching this video from. So good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are and what time you're watching this video. If you follow this page for a minute, you know that normally I educate on the difficult and yet necessary conversations, because I've come to realize when we trade some short period of discomfort because when we refuse to have these necessary and yet difficult and yet necessary conversations, we'll trade in that short time discomfort for a long time dysfunctionality, which many of us have moved away from that address a long time ago. And it's my desire that many other people would also be able, willing and ready to move from that address, because it brings you so much peace of mind. But just like I always say, we are all agentic adults. Nobody can decide for you with matters relating to your life. We can share our views, our ideas, our opinions. It is in our right to share what we have learned, but don't forget it's in your right equally to ignore or to pay attention to it. So tonight, based on the video I did on family heritage, bordering on why Karl Marx even said that, quotes, religion is the opium of the masses, on quotes. As a sociology student, I never understood that assertion until I started working with people as a psychosocial counselor. And it's heartbreaking to watch people, full agentic adult, full of wisdom, knowledge, financially solvent, well-educated, who are still afraid to live life. It's so sad. So yes, I'll share what I've learned. It is in your place and your space to also ignore it or to consider what I share. After I did that video, I got a lot of private messages. Many of them I can't even share. I've reached out to some of you, yes. And based on that review, I'm doing this video, because we can't ignore some of the things, the concerns you raised. And if you watch, I don't normally do a video one-sided. I'm not a one-sided person. So if I'm talking about parenting and the need for children to learn from their parents, I also chip in the need for children to obey their parents, in as much as they expect these parents to be responsible to them. So I'm not a one-sided person. I don't believe in subjectivity too. So everything I put out there cuts across that broad spectrum, that wherever angle you're standing, you should be able to pick something from it. That is, if we have teachable spirits and we are willing and ready to learn. So yes, thank you. All those who wrote to me privately, thank you. I don't profess to know it all. I am also learning every day. But I believe once we learn, we are supposed to teach. The more we teach, the more we learn. Just like you've also opened my eyes to a lot of things. So thank you very much. All those messages I received comes with different paradigms also, and I'm grateful that some of you find my videos, useful, that you are able to interact based on that. There are some high-paying clients that got them through these educations out there. So I am grateful. I know there is no way many of you would have believed that some of the things you shared, some of the experiences you shared, the things you've been through, everyone didn't say you are going to die. Or I mean, it is so much. I know there is no way many of you will believe that some of us have also been through worse situations than yours. You see, it's difficult for you to even accept, right? Yeah. It is painful, I understand. It is humiliating. It's awful. Yes, I understand. But if I told you that many of the stories you wrote to me, some of us have walked through it. You want me to tell you that many of them I have personally walked through them. And for me to survive tells me everybody can also survive if you are willing and ready to let go of the past and to move into a better future. So I understand, I admit it is painful, it's humiliating, it's awful, but you need to heal and march on so you don't allow those situations to turn you into someone you are not. I did a video from my heart to yours. I don't know whether I've come across it. That I said the pain might not be your fault. It doesn't matter how it happened, but the healing is your responsibility. So it doesn't matter what life has thrown onto you. You would have to heal. Until you are ready and able, willing to heal, you would think life has come to an end. There is nothing much to your life. But if only you take the responsibility of healing, you'll be amazed how awesome your life will turn around. There are pains that teach us great lessons so we can grow up and move on regardless. When you stay bitter and allow the situation to define you, then you capitalize on losses instead of the growth that is supposed to bring to you. The growth that situation was supposed to bring to you. When you stay stagnated and bitter, then you only capitalize on the losses. And trust me, some of these pain, it has no weight. It is the longer you hold on to it, the heavier it becomes. So you are giving more meaning and weight to that pain, and it's becoming heavier by the day. Why don't you let it go? So for us to change the narrative, we need to have these difficult and yet necessary conversations. And that's why I'm here tonight. So tonight I'm talking about, why do you even call me a brother or a sister? Why do you see me as a family member? Yet every other thing you are doing to me is not sisterly or brotherly. So tonight I'm with you, all of us. And don't think it's because I know it all that I'm here. I also learn from these things. So tonight I'm in front of you with a question that has weighed heavily on my heart. A question that I believe speaks to the core of how we relate to one another. That question is, why do you call me sis? Why do you call me bro? And yet do unsisterly and unbrotherly things to me? Why do you say she's your wife? Why do you say he's your husband? And yet everything you're doing speaks the opposite. The meaning of brotherhood and sisterhood. The words brother and sister carry deep meaning. So in as much as I'm excited about my experience with the family, the fourth generation coming together, uniting and marching on together, I also believe there were some things they were doing right, that if you and I want to change our narrative, then we are supposed to equally learn. To me, they imply a bond that goes beyond mere acquaintance or friendship. So the next time you call somebody sis or bro, consider those words. When we call someone our brother or sister, we are acknowledging a connection rooted in mutual respect, love, and a commitment to support one another through life's ups and downs. Is that what we do? No. These words signify a relationship built on trust, loyalty, and understanding. You can't say I'm your family, I can't say you're my family, when every other thing we're doing to one another is just evil and wickedness. Nope. What happens when these words are spoken without being honored? That's our situation. What happens when we call each other family, brother, sister, but our actions tell a different story? Can you in a minute picture what happens when we see people as family and yet they are the cause of all our afflictions in this life? Some of the unpleasant things that have happened to many people were from family, close friends, people they loved and expected to love them back in return. People they have covered their nakedness and expected them to cover their nakedness too at some point. People they had scratched their backs and expected them to scratch their backs too when they needed. Is that our situation? But for the desire to change to happen, we need to teach what must be, what ought to be, not what is happening. It doesn't mean we are not aware of what is happening. It doesn't mean some of us have it all rosy. No. It's because some of us haven't shared our story. Many a time you think you are the only person going through that pain. But when you hear people's stories, you even feel pity for them. But some of us don't come from the angle of pity. Why? Because now we know better, so we'll do better. And because of our experience and what we've learned, we are patient with people. Because they could treat you, awful yesterday, but today they can love you right. So we don't give up on people. It doesn't mean we are naive and ignorant of their devices. No. As to why many others also have it beautifully is what we study, learn, and emulate. Right? Yeah. And that is the reason why I am here. Not because I have it all put together. No, not at all. It doesn't mean don't protect yourself from evil and wicked people, whether they are family, friends, acquaintances, or even loved ones. Many of the suffering of most people are just because of the choices of people they made as their spouses. What do? Do you die because of that? No. You learn and grow and protect yourself. Loyalty is not slavery. Loyalty and allegiance are two-way streets, and anybody that causes you, manipulates you, or influences you to turn that into a one-way street, know that you'll be run down by the incoming vehicles. Loyalty and allegiance are not one-way streets. So I don't come here to tell you that even if they are mean, they are wicked, still no. There comes a time you have to knuckle down to yourself. If people don't appreciate what you send to the table, allow them to eat what they provide by themselves and preserve yours too. So yes, I'm grateful for these reviews, and that is why I'm doing this, so you can also get deeper insights. So you don't just be there and think that, oh no, it is just one way. No, it's not supposed to be. In all forms of human interactions, the golden rule is always applicable. Do unto me what you expect and love that I do unto you. So don't call me your love. Don't call me your sister. Don't call me your mother. Don't call me your friend when you are not ready, willing, and able to reciprocate same to me. when you are not ready to do what it means for me to be those things to you. Don't just receive and accept from me without thinking of what you can also give to make my life profitable. That is the essence of what I teach here. So yes, I get it. To all the reviews, I get it. To all the stories you share, I resonate with them. I understand that actions speak louder than words. It's easy to use these terms of endowment. Sis, bro, bros. Now I hear there's another one, bros, right? Love, meet my love, the love of my life, all those synonyms. Saying I love you is different from doing I love you. Your words must be backed by actions that reflect the true meaning of the word, the name you've given to me. If not, you are just disturbing my peace of mind. If we claim to be brothers and sisters, then our behavior towards one another should be kind, supportive, and respectful. If not, we are just playing with people's lives. Yet, many often, we see the opposite: betrayal, gossip, neglect, and hurtful actions that undermine the very essence of what it means to be family. Some of the stories that he wants me to share, I've told you, I'm not here to cause confusion. I'm here so that we'll learn. But some of them are so, disgusting. So along the line, I'll chip in as you want if you happen to watch the video. But I can't go direct as you wanted. Don't let us take people for granted and still call them family, call them spouses, call them family, call them parents, call them children, when we are not making any meaningful impact and input in their lives. Somebody's story that he made it into a video, he wanted me to even post it, and I said no. He's a driver. He used to work with a public company that pays him and pays his social security. His elder brother has come to establish a business and says, if you can drive, come work with me. And he was so excited, resigned from his company in order to work with his brother. He's not only doing the work of a driver, doing every other work. And yet sometimes for 4 months in a row, salary doesn't come. When he complains to, I'm feeding you, you live in my house for free, why are you complaining? And the sad aspect about this man's life, the people he drove worked for, because of where he lives, sometimes Monday to Friday, they give him a place to stay and they feed him. And yet he's paid, his salaries come, his social security is paid. So if he's working with his own brother, and you think because you are doing the same thing that a stranger was doing for him and still paying him, respecting him, if you are doing the same thing for him, and because of that you think he doesn't deserve any respect from you, you can throw anything at him with disrespect, then what is it? Then what is the family bond we are talking about? What is it? Why do we sometimes find it so difficult to live up to the ideals that these words represent? Bro, sis, husband, wife. Is it because we take our relationships for granted? Or perhaps we become so focused on our own needs and desires, forgetting the impact our actions have on those who claim to care, those we claim to care about. Another pathetic story. A husband and his wife. The wife was a nurse, not was, trained a nurse, working. And sometimes we take these decisions out of love. Sometimes love for your husband as a woman and the respect for his family, only to get stranded in life. 4 siblings, 3 of them outside the country. And the last son, who is married to this wife, because their mother is blessed, She's 93 and old, fragile. They needed a nurse to take care of her. And who they employed? The sister-in-law. The sister-in-law. And I'm like, you couldn't have any other arrangements than to quit your job to take care of your mother-in-law. Well, there's nothing wrong. Probably you'd have done same for your mother. But what was the arrangement for you? She resigned, taking care of her mother-in-law. And now she's struggling financially. And they think she is her husband's responsibility, not the other siblings who begged her to take care of their mother. If you had gone to hire a nurse, wouldn't you have paid that nurse? So these conversations are difficult, and yet they are necessary. Now it's affecting her marriage because she's packed out. Her mom is equally ill, and she prefers spending time with her mother because these people don't appreciate her services, her efforts. What arrangement was put in place before she resigned? And if it was the wife of the other three brothers, would they have been happy that this should happen to their wives? Any of their wives? So sometimes it looks like we are mean to the people we claim are family. You watch your brother's wife resign as a nurse, so she'll be able to take care of your mother. A beautiful thing. But what arrangement did you, the brothers, put in place? You also had wives. If your mom was with you outside the country and you took her to a nursing home, wouldn't you have paid? Wouldn't you have paid? And this lady, Obiso firstborn, who was working and taking care of her mother, now is financially stranded. And the worst you could do to her is the audio that the three of you could do together and send to this wife, that she is the responsibility of her husband, not you. What an insult. If you had to hire a nurse to take care of your mother, wouldn't you pay her? Why would you treat your sister-in-law like that? Because you are outside, everybody here is stupid, right? If you had to take your mother to a nursing home, wouldn't you have paid so much? How beautiful would it have been to have an arrangement with this sister-in-law of yours, who out of a love for her husband and respect for the family could resign. And yet you take her for granted. We shouldn't do that to people we claim are family, people we claim are loved ones. No, not at all. I don't believe in those things. I don't believe in entitlement. The opposite side of the same thing. There are other people that the family have also decided, oh, stay here, take care of our mom. And because of that, even in the capacity that he or she can do something, they've also depending that their siblings outside will sustain their lifestyle. That is equally wrong. You own your life. You own your life. You can do any other thing you want. But not a person who is gainfully employed and you say resign because you have assessed, seen her pay slips and every other thing she gets, and you say, oh, the three of us can pay that every month. So resign and take care of our mother, and yes, the payments don't come. And when she raises a concern, you think she's not your responsibility. She's only married to your brother, so she's your brother's responsibility. What do you mean? That is wickedness. That is wickedness. You have taken care of another nurse who is not a family. So why can't you do same for your sister-in-law? So pathetic. I don't know why we take one another for granted and we say we are family. Family of what? Family of what? Family of what? Why can't siblings come together and make arrangements on how they are supposed to take care of their mother? You see siblings fighting for properties when their parents die, but they don't fight to take care of their parents when they are alive. Why are we like that? Why? So the only person who is the lovely one amongst you, every responsibility is on him. There is a little, there is a percentage, there is something everybody can do. Maybe we can do it equally, but equity, I've told you, everybody is talking about equality, but I find equity romantic and the way to go. In your way, in your capacity, you can do. If it's your time, if it is your love, if it's your telephone call, if it's your money, if it's your visits, everybody can do something. But for all of you to agree that, oh, let one person resign from his or her work and take care of our mother, our father, because we, the three of us, can come together and pay her, and then the payments don't come. Is that family? No. No. So in as much as my video was educating on how we can bond together as a family, if we don't treat one another well, there is no family. Family is not just by blood or marriage. Family is anybody who is ready, willing, and able to hold your hand and support you in this life. And at a point in time, if this is what we continue doing to one another, people can form their families outside. They're entitled to it. They can build relationships with other people who respect and honor their autonomy. But it's beautiful when it comes from people who consider themselves family. We can do this beautifully with other people outside. Why can't we do same with the people we claim are ours? People are outside, everybody sees them as good men, and yet their wives are struggling. What is it? So when you say my wife, you don't feel guilty? Respecting everybody out there, and yet your husband lacks the respect from you, and you say my husband. Why is it easier to neglect the people we claim to love, those who are ours? So the impacts of unsisterly and unbrotherly actions are huge. When we fail to act as true brothers and sisters, as lovers, as married couples, as whatever form of human relationship, the damage can be profound. Trust is eroded, relationships are strained, and a sense of belonging is lost. In the baby has no be a drain, or any corn in a year in the ma, monfamon. So the be a meba who be ambassador Maria Hodia, memma. So the be a baby a modern betro before from poor, memma. Unhealthy comparisons and competitions. So they prefer to stay in their own small corner, where people don't even know them, so they accept them, love them, and respect them, and they love them and respect them back in return. Is that what we want? Is that what we want? The pain caused by unkind words, broken promises, or neglect can linger, leaving scars that are not easily healed. Some people go for trauma, go for therapy, and their traumas are deeply rooted. Pain that is caused by their own family. There are some people, regardless of their contribution to their parents, they will never appreciate and respect them. Whereby other people don't even do a fraction of what they do, and yet their parents, mothers or fathers, love them, respect them. What is that? You think they don't want to belong, but if you do this, how can they find belonging with you? So all of us must ask ourselves, how can we call someone our brother or sister or wife or husband or mother or father or child if we don't stand by them in their time of need? How can we use these words if we are not willing to show up for one another, to listen, to forgive, and to support? Sis ni brona na and dekeke. And yes, oh, that's my sister. How are you related? How are you related? So I'm here tonight. A call to authentic brotherhood and sisterhood. Let's stop this fake kind of love. It's independent. If we are to call each other brother and sister, let us do so with sincerity Let us be sincere. Let us commit to actions that reflect the true spirit of these words. This means being there for one another, not just in moments of joy, but in times of struggle and hardship. Obi to Mrs. Onoyo paying the firstborn. She will sacrifice education, place her life on hold, sometimes even at the detriment of her marriage. Support her younger siblings. When she is in need, nobody wants to support. Nobody. And the parents are alive and they are watching. And they are watching. And never bet me as a sound. And never as a someone you have lost her forever. And she would tell this to her children. And her children's children would also leave. So, then you realize they are not part, they are far gone. They are far gone. It means offering a helping hand without expecting anything back in return. It means bringing the family bond. That one good thing would deserve another. It's not like the one who has would always give and give and give and give and nobody cares. It means speaking words of encouragement rather than criticism. There is nothing, no agenda you are working at. And seeking to understand rather than judging. Instead of judging people, understand their situation. And you'll be an do baby, we are say. So you'll be an within Sabbath Miyako, said the Onsako Webusiemu. Don't ignore the little they can do at that particular time. True brotherhood and sisterhood requires efforts. Some of you, it's not just even your money, your words of encouragement. You are always available for everybody. That in itself is also a form of giving. It's you can't give in the average typical Ghanaian. Do you say it's Kankwadebi? There are some people, all they can give is money. You can't find them anywhere. There are people who sacrifice everything, put everything on hold because they want to be there, present. That is equally enough. When those people come and they can't give me much and they can't give enough and you still don't appreciate their presence, they will also stop coming. So a time will come, you get the money, but you need people. You need people. Hi, Ma'am Vivian. So family bond, just like I said in the last video, it's not just about money. If all of us want to bond together, let's understand that everybody will give according to the measure at which the person is capable. So don't look down on those who can't give much when it comes to financially, because physically they are always there. That is huge contribution also. Some have knowledge, some have capacity in other areas. If our focus is just money, 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 we'll bleed a lot of souls. So a time will come, they can send their widows' minds, but present they won't be there. Physically, they won't attend. And when people decide to stay away for a long while, they know that they don't feel belonging. The family ties are eroding by the day. So let's reflect on our own actions. Why do people find it comfortable to vibe with strangers than their very own family? Strangers who will love them, support them, assist them, pray for them, and pray with them, and yet their family are only gossiping, unhealthy comparison, judging them wrongly, without even listening to their case. They will only receive from them. They won't find out what is happening. So I'm asking each and every one of us to reflect on our own actions. Have we truly lived up to the ideals of brotherhood and sisterhood? Do we take advantage of those who can give and give and give? Do we take advantage of those who will always be there? So always they have to be there. Even for a reason they are not able to be there once, that we get offended. Entitlement is wrong. Entitlement is wrong. Those who give and give and give, there comes a time they are empty. Some of us don't look what we have been through and what we have gone through. So for the fact that we can pour, and for you to think because we are able to pour, there is always something in there. So even when we are empty, we are still to pour without anybody checking on us to see what is happening to us. That is not sisterly and that is not brotherly enough. Have we been kind? Have we been the kind sibling? The kind nibbling, pibbling, whatever? The kind niece, nephew? Have we been that kind? Or it's only when there's family, when there's funeral, that we remember, oh, auntie so and so, I haven't heard from her for 2 years. Then you call to remind her of the funeral. Is that family? If not, what can we do to change it? That is my question tonight. It's never too late to start living in the way that honors the relationships we hold dear. If we can love strangers and work with them and be patient with them and support their journey, it will be better and beautiful to do that with family. But if the family can't accept us and can't appreciate what we bring to the table, then why don't we keep the little we have, preserve it also? Those are the questions that many are asking. By committing to authentic brotherhood and sisterhood, we can build a stronger, more supportive community, more supportive family, a family that will be better in Yonku soon. You can look at your brother, your sister's face and know that, no, you are going through so much. Come for a hug. Come for a hug. A sister that will be there and will remember you and say, let me check up on my sister. Let me check up on my brother. Let me find out what is happening to my brother's wife. That is family. A family where everyone feels valued, where relationships are built on trust, and where each person knows that they have someone who will stand by them no matter what. If the whole big family, you can't find one person that can scratch your back because you scratch his or her back too, then you are just left alone by yourself. And if other people respect and love you and accept you outside, why wouldn't people build community around their needs with strangers instead? Why wouldn't people support other people who are strangers? Because when they work with you, a family, either you maltreat them, either you pay them right, you won't do right by them, and they shouldn't complain too because they are family. You can pay every other staff, be good to other people, but because this is a family, you have a problem. No, it's not supposed to be. So in conclusion, let us not use the words brotherly, sister, lightly, family. Let them be more than just titles. Weave them into the fabric of our actions. Let somebody see, sense, and identify that this is my brother, this is my sister, this is my wife, this is my husband, not just the titles we place on them. Let us be true brothers and sisters to one another in words and in deeds, so that we can create a community, a family where love, respect, and kindness are not just ideals, but realities. There are some people, as some of the reviews said, they would love to go to their family, their family. They would love to visit their hometowns, even if it's once a month. But you go and people look at you as if you are supposed to bring the whole Accra, the whole city to them, whereby you don't have it. And they don't understand. So if this is the family you have back home, how can you have the edge to visit frequently? Everything you do for them, they don't appreciate. Everything you do for them, they don't appreciate. When you leave their presence, as to whether you reach your destination or not, nobody will even check up on you until they need you again. Is that family? Is that family? Whereby even friends gather, and when we leave and depart, somebody can pick a phone and find out whether you got home safely. And yet you attend family meetings, funerals in your hometowns with people you call yours, and nobody could check up on you. The next time they call, after months, will be to inform you of another funeral, another burial, another contribution. Is that family? Is that family? So the WhatsApp and the Telegram groups we have, because a family is supposed to be together, is just because BBC will fear I'll be able to remind them, and nobody will say, I didn't hear. Is that what family is supposed to be? Is that what family is supposed to be? Last week I told you, all the people who still look put together, they still have needs in their souls. Sometimes your prayer, sometimes your words of encouragement, sometimes even laughter on phone with them goes a long way to bless their soul. So don't just be on the receiving side, that you receive and receive and receive and receive, and there is no particular person that asks for you. You purpose that this is my auntie, this is my uncle, this is my sibling, this is my nephew, I would have to check up on her. No, that is not what family means. That is not what family means. No. Yebesa yebusuafo would take pride and joy associating with other people who are strangers, because there they are loved, they are respected, they are appreciated. So thank you for all the reviews that you made concerning the video I did about family heritage. If we don't learn to make family members feel belonging, a time will come, they'll create, they'll form, they'll build family outside, and it wouldn't be their fault, because everybody goes where there is peace, there is belonging, and there is harmony. If every time he or she will visit family, this is what will happen. If every time you sit down to make an arrangement that resign from your job, take care of our mother, the three of us who are outside, the three of us who have a good job can even pay your salary, that place you are working doesn't pay you that much, resign, take care of our ailing mother, and yet you refuse to pay her, she can't feel part of you, he can't feel part of you. The same pay you would have given to somebody else, a stranger, if you were to employ his or her services, why do you find it so difficult to give to your very own? So of course, he or she will get another job and would also abandon your mother. Is that what you want? No. So until we get into a place where we'll be able to have this difficult and yet necessary conversations, we'll trade in short time discomfort for a long time dysfunctionality. So 2 years in a row, you haven't seen her in your hometown, not because she can't come, not because she doesn't feel like coming home, but because she doesn't feel welcome, because she doesn't feel respected, appreciated. The little, you might see it as a little, but that was huge. That was a contribution from her heart. So until we put away that unhealthy comparisons, we put away all that unhealthy comparisons and allow everybody to give according to his or her capacity, and understand that giving is not just monetary as the typical average Ghanaian thinks. For some people to decide purpose that every funeral they will be there is also a contribution, and we should appreciate just like we appreciate those who give money also. But if you let those who come, every family gathering they are there, if you make them feel that those who give money are important, a time will come they also struggle to give money and they won't show up. And where would there be the family ties? Will the money alone bring the unity we want as a family? No. So in as much as we want to build a beautiful community, family, whatever it is, let's know the capacity at which everybody can give. You have no idea what your people are going through. If you are the leader that you are supposed to be, you should know and understand that if somebody has been giving all this while, and for a strange reason the person can't give anymore, it should tell you not because the person is wicked, but the person is going through difficult period in his or her own life. So that is when he or she will need your love and support, not your judgment. Not your judgment. not your judgment. So let's build a family where everybody will feel belonging, where we respect everybody's commitment, and where we understand that everybody has a role to play, where we will not take one another for granted, where we will not sit down for strangers to divide us, where we will not feel at ease helping strangers and abandoning our very own, because we know the little we do, they won't appreciate. And don't let us be so entitled that we also think that because it is a family, he's supposed to, sacrifice his soul just to make your life comfortable. That is also not right. Entitlement is not right. If there are communities that are not entitled, where the little he or she gives will be appreciated, he will feel belonging there. And you will think he or she has abandoned their families. No. Wherever you go, thank you, Ma'am Vivian, wherever you go and you are accepted and you are appreciated, you can do more. Some of the family people, the way you are treating your family members are bad. And just like the reviews, some people say that many of the unpleasant things that have happened to them in this life came from those they called their family. Some marriages were destroyed because of people they called family. Some businesses collapsed because of people they called family. Some took other people through school. Supported other people so many ways. And yet all they could get back in return was disrespect and contempt. So they feel at ease being with strangers who will love them, cherish the little things they do for them, and appreciate them, than coming closer to family. Those were the reviews I had on my video, Family Heritage. And if this is the way we live, how can we build our heritage and hand them over to the next generation? Why are some families able to do it so beautifully that through 4th generations, a great-grandmother is alive, a grandmother is alive, a mother is alive, and at their daughter's wedding, all these 4th generation were represented happily, excited. What are some other people doing right that you and I have to learn from? Why are some sisters covering up, praying for their siblings' relationships, their marriages, supporting their business, doing business with them, making the business thrive and survive because they are family? And other people is division. Is division, is content, is indifference. Why are we not able to learn and do it right too? Some people are so much respected and appreciated by people who are even strangers. Even the little they do for them, they appreciate them. And yet they do so much huge for their own family who take them for granted. Even appreciation is a problem. Appreciation is a problem. They have accepted it as normal. Oh, as for her, she has. Hey, even the sea, it rains into it. So she has, he has. But they could have used that money, that time, those items for something else. When people give, it's not because they have so much. It's the love and respect, the belonging they have for the family. So if you disrespect them, know that you've destroyed that channel, because they can't continue pouring from an empty cup where nobody is filling them back in return. So yes, call me sis, call me bro, but know that it's not just words. It would be backed by action, sisterly action, brotherly action. How can two sisters and one betray the other and destroy the marriage, and you say sis, and you feel comfortable calling her sis? People share things with you in confidence and you go betray them. And yet you say sis and you say bro. No. So in as much as we want the beautiful family that we are supposed to have, let's also consider our ways. For we can't hurt people continually and expect their energy towards us not to change. A time will come, people will change. And we are the same people who are we can easily identify how people have changed. But we can't remember what we did to them to cause that change. Why did they change? They were the affable, the loving, the supportive family member. Why have they changed? You have taught them since. You have taught them that even if they put their heads in plates for you, you won't be grateful for it. So now they want to preserve their heads instead. Whereby you need their help, you need their support, and yet you feel so entitled that you can't even appreciate them. You can't even appreciate them. So to build a family is not just by marriage or by family, by blood. So if the people God has blessed us with, we never chose the family we wanted to be born into. It was divine. But if we continually take people for granted, disrespect them, because they are family, a time will come they will build their own family. And anybody has the right to do that. So they will ignore the family that divinity has given, the family that the universe has given, so that they will be able to be a part and support and help and contribute a quota to. You would push her, you would push him out of that family. And then we turn around and blame the devil. So yes, these are reviews to the video I did on family heritage. All the concerns you raised are taken into consideration. But just like I said, some of us don't look what we've been through. Many of the things you think are going to kill you, they won't kill you. They are not as worse as you anticipate. Some of us have been through all of them, but we are surviving. And that gives me the assurance that you can equally survive. So instead of capitalizing on the pain, why don't you turn that pain to power? Learn your lessons from and live. Because you can't give up on life just because of one single pain, just because people take you for granted. Other people would appreciate, love you, and support you. So there are some pain that will teach us lessons, that will make us better. It's not supposed to cause us to turn into personalities we are not at all. So regardless of how family has treated you, know that the universe is always watching your back. And many a time, the things we sow into people's lives, people are very ungrateful. People are unappreciative. Trust me, the universe would bring people our way who would come and bring rewards. The rewards we're expecting. So many a time, it doesn't come from where we sow. It would come from people we might not even be connected to. That is the amazing thing about the universe. So don't allow anybody to cause you to lose the good heart you have. Your genuine heart is not a weakness. Don't allow toxic people to cause you to become a toxic person. Very soon, the universe will bring good people your way who would appreciate your genuine and sincere heart. That one, I can tell you of a fact. So it doesn't matter how ungrateful people have been to you. Let all the pain go. It doesn't matter all the struggles you've been through, all the battles you fought because of the people who are close to you, who are supposed to have covered your nakedness, who exposed you to the world. It doesn't matter all that. I said the universe is watching and your reward is on its way. So never give up, never lose hope. Let's march on regardless. So you can put your comments, your contribution in the comment section, and I'll read it. I don't know about you, but I have resolute that nothing will cause me to be a personality I'm not. I might give to you today, I might support you, I might be physically present. You can decide not to appreciate, but I know every human action is a seed. And as long as that seed has gone to the ground, as long as seed time and harvest time is there, because the universe exists, the reward will come. I will harvest it bountifully, but I will learn my lessons thereof anyway. And that is what I want to end with you. The fact that people treat you badly, people ungrateful, doesn't mean you should be a mean and a wicked person. No. Family might have treated you badly, but it doesn't mean give up on everybody who is your family. But regardless, know that every contribution you've made to a person's life, whether a family or a stranger, the universe took account. And at a appointed time, the season time where you have to reap will never pass. You will reap off that reward. So until I come your way again, much love and blessings. Know that those who are for you are much more. The universe has taken account of every good contribution you have made into somebody else's life. And trust me, the reward will come, either coming to you or coming to your children at all costs. So don't lose sight of the fact that no hurt, no pain, no ingrate will cause you to become a personality you are not. There are many of us. What is holding us and sustaining us is the genuine hearts. Don't give up. Don't become a toxic person because people have betrayed you, because the people you supported couldn't support you. No, the reward is on its way. So much love and blessings. Thank you, Ma'am Vivian, for being on. Thank you, Ma'am Esther, for being on. Much love and blessings. Ohio say, thank you for being on. Much love and blessings, everyone. I'll come your way again. This week might be a little flexible, so it's likely I'll come your way again before Sunday. Much love and blessings. Thank you all.